Guys, I've just walked in. Time wise, it's 20 past 8 in the evening. I'll explain all. Let me just give my boys a chew. We've just been out for a walk. My two boys are down here beside me. I don't know if you can see them. There they are. They're waiting for their chew. Look. Right, I'll give them their doggy dental stick because they get that after they've had their walk. And then I'll explain what I've been up to, guys. Right. Hang on. I need the scissors, guys. It's been an action-packed day. It hasn't stopped. It hasn't stopped at all today. This will be the first time I've stopped all day. Once I've finished now, tonight. Right, here we go. Right, dental stick for you, Snoop. Good boy. Sooty, dental stick. Good boy. Right, the boys have got their dental sticks. And then I can tell you what I've been up to, guys. Done, and done. I've still got my fingerless mitts on, guys. I've literally just walked through them. I've got my torch on this, my torch. Snoop wants to go up the garden. Hasn't finished yet. We've only just come in and he wants to go up the garden again. Right. Go on then, off you go. Let's see what's... Right, gate shut, he's safe. I'll leave the door too so he can push his way back in. Sooty's still eating his dental stick at the moment. Turn that other light on. Right, here we go. Right. Push that door to stop the boys going upstairs. Right, we're in. Ah, guys. Here we go. Is that better? Can you see? Yeah, tip it down just a little bit. Right, there you go, guys. Right. Right, where shall I start? I got up this morning at 7 o'clock. Came down, had my breakfast. Then I went back upstairs, got myself washed and changed. Had my shave, done my makeup, all the usual. I left for Ipswich at, well, I went to get the van. I've got a hire van booked. I've got a hire van booked for today, so I had to go and collect it. So I had the keys for it. I picked those up on the Saturday. So I went from my house to the van centre, picked up the van because I had the keys, and then I drove to Ipswich. And I had to be at Ipswich by 10 o'clock. It was all arranged that I was going to pick up this wardrobe. I'll show you the wardrobe in a minute. I'll put it all together. It looks fantastic, but it's been a lot of work. Hang on, just pulled my torch to bits here, guys. So, where was I? Yes, I drove to Ipswich. I arrived at Ipswich at spot on 10 o'clock. It was absolutely brilliant bit of timing. It wasn't luck, it was all skill. I did take the sat nav, I tapped it all in, and yeah. So I arrived there spot on 10 o'clock. Now, the gentleman selling this wardrobe said to me, I'll give you a hand to load it. Now, the wardrobe was all in one piece, and he said to me, it does disassemble, and he said he'd disassemble it for me on the Saturday when he gets back from work, because he worked Monday to Friday. He was there Saturday, Sunday, so he said he'd disassemble it for me on the Saturday, and then I could come and pick it up on the Sunday, and he'd give me a hand loading it. So that's what happened. So I turn up, I took this van. It was a Volkswagen Transporter van on a 24 plate. Really nice van, lovely van, really nice to drive, guys. Right, get the boots off. So I turned up there at 10 o'clock, and just as I got to the door, he opened the door. He obviously saw me backing up his drive, so he came to the door, and he said he'd give me a hand. So I dived in as well. I said, well, I'll give you a hand as well. So he had his son with him as well. So there was himself, his son, and myself. We loaded these sections up. Now, the wardrobe is a big double wardrobe, but it came in 3 sections. The bottom section was drawers, and the two top sections were like 2 double cupboards that sat on top of the drawer section. And when I show you upstairs, you'll see how big it is. Right. So, oh, okay. Right, let me just put these away. I'll leave these on the side. put the torch away. I've got to put the torch on charge, guys, otherwise it won't be any good for tomorrow morning. Whew. Right, that's up there. And that's on charge, we're going. So we loaded it up. So it's the man selling it, his son and myself, we loaded it all up. And then I came back to my house. Now, I could manage to take the bottom section, the bit that had the drawers, and there's like a pelmet top as well. I could manage to get those in, but the two wardrobe sections, I just couldn't get. I got one into the front room, and that's it. That's as far as I could get with it. I couldn't get any further. I'd hurt myself if I tried to do any more. So I then phoned up my son, and I asked my son if there was any chance he could give me a lift. I told him I'd got a wardrobe, I needed to get it upstairs, and I said, is there any chance you could come and give me a lift? So he said, yes, not a problem. So, right, that's it. I've put everything's away, guys. Time to do the washing up. Or shall I show you I'll show you the wardrobe first. You'll be impressed. Right. That one. Right, here we go. Oh, guys. So, my son said to me, yes, he'd give me a hand. He said, but he was having a bit of a problem himself. He was putting a new light up, and he couldn't work the wiring out. The wiring wasn't working. He kept blowing the trip. Right, there's my double wardrobe, guys. Can you see that? It's got like the sections at the bottom there, the drawer section. That's all set, but that's one piece. Then that part with the double doors and that part with the double doors is separate. And then the top pelmet piece at the top, that's separate as well. So that's what I dealt with. So there it is. That's my double wardrobe. It's full of clothes already. I've got it loaded. It's absolutely rammed. I had so many clothes, guys. You'll see it's just full. So, and the other side's the same. There you go. I need another wardrobe. So that's it. I've got my wardrobe. Anyway, so my son said he was having problems himself. He said he can't work out the wiring on this light. He said it keeps blowing the trip. I said, well, if I pop up and give you a hand to do that, will you come back with me and help me do the wardrobe? He said, yes, not a problem. So that's what we did. So I shot round my son's. I had to take the van because my car was still at the van centre. So I shot round to see my son. Oh gosh, it's cold out there, guys. And we sorted out his light. That was a straightforward wiring issue. So we got that sorted, got that up and running, so he was chuffed as nuts. And then I said, should we go back then? He said, yes, but he wants to take his car back because he'd got to wash his car and he's going to take it through the car wash. So he drove back to mine. I followed him in the van, and I backed my van in up to the front of my property because I'd still got the second section of the wardrobe in the back of the van. So then I showed him what we'd got to do. I took him upstairs and showed him where the base was. I'd got the base up already, but I hadn't got the two top sections up. So my son said to me, yeah, that's straightforward. So the first bit I've got into the front room, my son helped me pick that up. We took it up the stairs. It was a nightmare at the top of the stairs. This is a solid piece of furniture. It's really heavy. It's solidly built. It's all dovetailed joints. It's a lovely bit of furniture. So we got it to top stairs. Then it was a job to turn it 90 degrees to get it through the bedroom door. We did it eventually, but it took us a long time to work it out on the first section. Once we'd done the first section, we knew exactly what to do with the second section. It was a lot easier. So my son helped me get those up. We put it all on top of each other, got it stacked, and then that was it. He had to go. So yes. So by the time I'd done all this, it was time to take the van back. So I jumped back in the van, took the van back to the van hire centre, dropped the van off, picked my car up, came home, and I put a video on for you guys about me driving home from the van centre. Then when I got home, it was a rush then to get myself uncluttered or untoggled, and then present myself as my old male self to go and see my friend Peter. So I got there just gone 3 o'clock, and yes, I got there spot on really, so not bad at all. So I saw Peter, came back at 4, and then had to carry on with the cupboard, putting it together, screwing it all together, drawers, the pelmet, putting all that lot on, and then putting all the clothes in. And in amongst all this, I was doing my bedding, and all the towels have been washed today, guys. So it's been a busy day on the washing front, busy day going backwards and forwards to Ipswich and putting the wardrobe up, going to see Peter, and then finally, after I'd got the wardrobe all back together, made some tea, had my tea, and then I had to wait. It was nearly 7 o'clock by the time I'd done all that, and I said, well, I've got to wait for my mum, because my mum phones at 7 o'clock on a Sunday to have a chat. So I waited for my mum to call, and then once my mum had called and we'd had our chat, I then took the dogs out for a walk, and that's it. I've literally just come home, and it's now 8:30, so I'm going to do the washing now. As soon as I finish the washing, I'm going to go upstairs and have a shower, and then this is going to be your main video for the day, and then I'll do a bedtime tuck-in for the boys when I put the boys to bed, and that's going to be your lot, guys. Because I'm shattered. So much my weekend. I always knew the weekend was going to be really busy. So there's no surprise there. But it was really, really successful. I've had a really good weekend because I've got absolutely everything done that I set out to do. And I knew it was going to be busy before I even got to the weekend, guys. But it's all worked. Everything's done. I hadn't shown you what I'm wearing, had I, guys? Sorry, I was miles away. I put this on when I got back from Peter's because I had to get changed again. So I put on this little black midi dress that comes down to the knees. And I've got a little white cardigan just to keep my arms warm because it's just a strappy, like a square neck strappy top. It's really nice. It's gorgeous comfortable. I'm really happy with it. Anyway, let's put this back over here. I've got my hair still tied back from doing the dog walk, but I'll let that down because I've got to go and have a shower in a minute. Right, let me get this emptied and then I can crack on with the washing. We can carry on chatting, guys. I'll just move some of this stuff out of the bowl. I've got bowls full of washing to do today. Right, and this one. If I put all the cutlery, oh, sorry, I was miles away. If I put all the cutlery in the tray first, and then I can do the rest. Let's move all these out of the way. We can wash everything up. So cutlery first. And then I can rinse out what's in the sink. Like that. And that. Had sausages tonight, by the way. I forgot to mention what I had. I had bangers and mash. Very nice too. Very nice too. So used up all the potatoes. I had some potatoes left from the new year. So they're all gone now. They've finally been cleared. So that's all done now. So I don't know what I'm going to be eating tomorrow. I'll worry about it tomorrow. I am also going to have to do a shop tomorrow night. When I get back from work, I'm going to go and do a shop because there's things I need that I'm going to have to do a shop for. I thought I could get away for another week, but I can't. I'll be muddling through if I try that. Right, that's got the worst of the bits out of the way. Right, here we go. Oh. So I spoke to my mum. That was at 7 o'clock. Nothing really unusual. When my mum phones up, I keep saying, what have you done this week? What exciting things have you done? And she always says, oh, we don't do exciting anymore. Now, my younger sister said that she took my mum and my dad over to Bury St Edmunds this week to change my mum's Christmas present. My younger sister bought my mum, I think it was something like a top or a nightie or something like that. And my mum tried it on and it was too loose or too small. I can't remember what it was, but it didn't fit quite right. So my younger sister said to my mum, well, if you like, I'll take you over to Bury and we can change it. It was from Marks and Sparks. So mum said, oh yeah, that'd be lovely. So they did it this week. My younger sister took my mum and dad over to Bury And I was involved in a conversation with both my sisters this week, and she mentioned that my mum wasn't very she was very uncomfortable. She's uncomfortable with crowds of people anymore. She doesn't like all the I don't know if it's excitement, all the throngs, all the masses of people moving in and out of shops, and she doesn't like it. She's totally had enough of shopping. She rather goes to Tesco's once a week, which is usually on a Tuesday, and that's it. She doesn't like to go out shopping anymore. She said that's enough. They do tend, my mum and dad do tend to buy things off the internet now. They'll sort of trawl through the internet sites until they find what they're looking for, and then they just order stuff up. And I think that's the way they're probably going to go from now on, because my mum's got to the point where she just doesn't want to go out. She's decided she just wants to stay at home, which is fine. So that happened this week. So when I spoke to my mum on the phone, my mum did bring this up. I said, oh, have you done much this week? She said, oh, no. She said, you did go to Bury. And I said, oh, how did you get on? She said, I didn't enjoy it at all, she said. She said, in fact, I was just pleased to get out and get back home again. So, yeah, I knew that already, but I didn't tell her all that. So that was good. I did see Peter. Now, nothing much happens with Peter. He had a cold last week, so I didn't go and see him last week because he's full of cold. So this week he messaged me, said, can you get me a couple of toothbrushes? So I got those, and then he messaged me again yesterday saying, could I get him some cough sweets, because he'd run out of cough sweets. So I went and got him some cough sweets as well. So I took those round to Peter today, and we had a sit and a chat, but nothing really changed with Peter. The situation remains the same. He tends to stay in his room all the time. He doesn't want to come out of his room. He can't walk hardly at all, guys. He can just about get around his room, but he has got a walking frame that he can use, and he's also got a wheelchair. So if they take him downstairs, it's always in the wheelchair. But he can just about get around his room, but he has to be really careful. He does tend to fall over. So Peter hasn't changed. It's the same thing. Peter was suffering with hearing problems, and he'd been suffering with hearing problems for quite a while, and he kept saying his ears were blocked, and they checked him out, and it wasn't his ears were blocked, his hearing's going. He needed hearing aids. So it took a long time to sort this out. It was nothing to do with me. This was one of his relations sorted out getting him fitted up with some hearing aids, which he's now got, but now he doesn't want to wear them. He says if they're not set up properly, it makes him feel funny, and it's a case of he needs to. I keep saying to him, you need to persevere with it and try and wear it. I said, because if you don't, you won't, and he'll be no further forward. So when I saw him today, he was shouting because he couldn't hear me, because he hadn't got his hearing aids in again, and I wasn't going to say anything about it because he hasn't been very well lately. So fingers crossed when I see him next week. He should be better. Well, I hope he will be anyway, or better, slightly better than he was today. So yeah, that was good. I think that's it really, guys. I think I've just about run through everything. It's just been such a hectic weekend. My car's all ready for its MOT. I did that on the Saturday. So that's booked in to be done on the 28th. So there was one more thing, or two more things I wanted for my car. One of the things was an air filter. I just totally forgot about ordering it. Well, I've ordered that now, so I will just throw that in before the MOT. And the other thing I wanted, and it's something to do with what they call steering shimmy, and that's when you drive down the road, the steering starts to shake, like your front wheels are out of balance. That sort of thing, but the wheels aren't out of balance. And this is caused by something called the kingpins. There's play in the kingpins. The Suzuki Jimny's got kingpins. Okay, and you set them up. They are set up with shims. And I knew about this, and I thought, well, I've got some shims. I'll do that when I do my springs. So I did my springs because I knew I was going to have the front wheels and back wheels off the car doing the springs. I thought I can do that at the same time. So I've done the springs, then I went to find my shims. I can't find these shims, guys. These are small. They're a bit like, size-wise, probably about the size of, I'm looking around here to try and see something, like a bottle top in size, in diameter. And they're different thicknesses. I work in old school thou, but it's all in metric now, but I always work in the old school thou. That's what I was brought up with. Anyway, these kingpins are shimmed out to take that play out. And if you don't have them set up, you get something called steer and shimmy. And that's where the steering wheel shakes. While you drive along, the steering wheel's doing this all the time. It's nothing to do with the brakes. It's nothing to do with wheel balance. It's to do with the kingpins. And so I couldn't find these shims. So I've ordered some of those up. And it's probably a half-hour job to do it. So it's an easy enough job to do. But it was just annoying because I thought, I know I've got some. I just can't find them. I've routed through all my drawers of my toolbox trying to find them. I just couldn't find them, so I gave up and I've just ordered some more. So I've got those coming in an air filter, but that's it, the car's all done. Right. Right, I'm going to do my trays next. I've got both my chopping boards to do. There we go. I've done my sandwiches for tomorrow already. So I'm already there. My work clothes are already upstairs, ready for tomorrow. So I'm all set for tomorrow. Not that I want to go to work, but it's a case of not really having a choice, guys. It is what it is. So I'm pretty well ready for it. Just wish I'd got another weekend. But next week will be my last full week for quite a while because I've got appointments here, there and everywhere. So that will break the weeks up again. That will give me 4-day weeks again. So that would be nice. So my next appointment is the 30th, which is when I go to, where do I go? I go to Norwich on the 30th. I think that's the next one. I'm going to have to look at my calendar. It's not the one beside me, it's the one in the front room, but I think the first one is the 30th, which is when I go to Norwich for my final tests. That would be to clarify times and everything for my my surgery. And then I've got a laser appointment on the Saturday after that. Then that gets me into February, and I've got another appointment for my brows to have the second fix on my brows, because that will be 4 weeks by then, and that's the 4-week stint. They do the initial brow, which they did a week and a bit ago, and then after 4 weeks you go back and they just infill any bits that need infilling or adjust any things that you're not happy with. So that's the next one, and then after that will be my surgery. Yay! Oh, guys, it's exciting times. Right, what are we going to do next? I'm going to do the plates. I've got some plates to do. Let me get my plates. I'm just going out of shot. Well, no, I won't go out of shot. I'll twist the camera for you. There you go. Right, foot. Oops. That nearly fell over. That's good. Right. Right. Some of these are left over from yesterday that I didn't do yesterday, guys. Right, here we go. Right, let me twist the camera back so you can see what I'm up to. There you go. And we get this done. So, what else can I tell you? I had a day of washing, as I told you. So all my bedding's now done. I've remade my bed. I've actually put my summer duvet back on again. The reasons I have is because I was just getting so hot. I was finding I was sticking legs and arms out of the bed at night trying to keep cool because I got too hot. I kept throwing the duvet off and then I'd get cold. So I thought, no, I'm going to put the summer duvet back on. So I've done that today. It's easy to put on because it's a thinner duvet, so it's a lot easier to work. And I'll put the winter one back in its bag. If it turns cold again, I can always get it out of the bag and throw it over the top of the bed, but I don't think it's going to get that cold, guys. The house is toasty warm. It's a lovely warm house, this one. I did see my ex yesterday, Saturday, and when I was up at my old property doing my springs on my car, she came up and had a chat. She said that she'd got some paperwork she was filling out and she needed my signature on part of the form, and I said, well, let me know when you've done your bit and I'll come and do that. So she messaged me about 4 o'clock today saying that she'd done her part of the form and she needed my signature. So I said, okay, well, I said, what I'll do, I said, is when I take the boys for a walk, I'll pop round to hers first and do the paperwork that she wanted. So I did that, so that's out of the way as well. So we've done really well. It's been a really, really successful weekend, albeit hectic. But I wouldn't have it any other way, guys. You know what I'm like. I never sit still. There's always something to do. But I'm chuffed as nuts with my wardrobe. Couldn't have got a better bit of furniture. It cost me £60. That's a bargain, an absolute bargain. Obviously I had van hire on top of that, but yay, that doesn't matter. There's no way I was going to get it back in my chimney. I might have been able to put sections of it on the roof rack and brought it back in sections, but that would have been 3 trips at least. That wasn't going to happen. I've never been able to lift it on the roof rack, let alone do that. Right, Snoop's settled down. Snoop's fast asleep. Can you see him? He'd actually rolled his eyes. He's opened them now while I was talking about him. Right, here we go. One. Right, got some sauces here. And that's it, I think. Oh. I haven't checked my messages today, guys, so I don't know if there's been lots of people messaging me. I will have a look later on when I have my apple pies, when I come down and sit down. I've had my shower. I will check them out, but I haven't had a chance so far today. It's been a bit too full on today. It's been a busy, busy weekend. But I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. My mum's always says to me, how are you getting on, April? I said, fine, mum. She said, oh, I am pleased. She said, are you really okay? I said, of course I am. I said, I'd say if I'm not. And she said, thank you. So yeah, that's lovely. She does care. She's a caring mum. I'm making headway, guys. I'm getting there. It's amazing how this all builds up. It's because I've been pushing things to one side because I've been so busy. But yeah, it does build. So, right, what have I got next? Where shall I go next, guys? Put that down there. That one there. Bit of plastic to wash, and plastic bowl. Had some, right. I had some, broccoli. I did that in the microwave, just nuked it in the microwave. That went with my mashed potato, bangers and mash, guys. Bit of broccoli as well, and some gravy. Had some gravy. I've still got some Yorkshire puds in the freezer from Christmas. I don't know whether they're. I'm going to have to check the date on them. I might have to throw those out. They aren't Betty ones. Aren't Bessie. They're those ones. So I might have to throw those out. I'll have a look at the date, see how long they've got left on them. I was trying to get rid of some of the food in my freezer from Christmas because otherwise I've got no room for my bread at the moment. I'm having to buy 2 loaves at the moment and I need 3 a week, and so it's it gets very close. I have to keep going and buying an extra loaf just to get me through the week. Right, okay, so do that one. And it's just my cups, the dog bowls, and I think we're there. Oh, and I've got an old butter container to get rid of. Snoop's on the move, he's behind me, look, he's just checking to see if there's any fallout that he can clear up for me. He's good like that. You'd think he was a starving dog. Oh, he eats better than I do, I think. He certainly has the same as I do. He has a bit of mashed potato, he has sausages, he has everything. There's nothing he won't eat. Oh dear God. I will sleep well tonight. That's lovely. My wife has been really nice this Saturday and Sunday. She's been really nice and pleasant. I think that's only because she wanted me to do this paperwork for her. I think Had it not been for that, she'd have been her usual self. But it made a change. Yeah, I don't mind. That's that one done. And last one. And it just leaves me the dog bowls and that butter container, guys, and we are done. That means I can go upstairs and have my shower, which will probably get us to about 9 o'clock, I should imagine. Right, get the dog dishes, hang on. There we go. Snoop's still sniffing around, can you see him? Right. Right, that's one more to go. It's amazing how much washing I create. I'm all on my own, guys, and my drainer is full. I didn't do all the washing yesterday. I did put it to one side yesterday. I decided I'd do it in the morning and I didn't, so that's my own fault. That's the problem, when you break routine, it all backs up, doesn't it? Sometimes routines are good. Right, let's get this butter container washed up. Snoop's looking at the back door. I think he might want to go out again. You wanted to go up the garden again? What do you want? He's not giving me any indication, guys. He's just looking at me. Right, that one goes there. And last one. All right. Yeehaw. Right, I think that's it. Right, if I empty this water out, and that's it, guys. There's nothing else to do. Put that there. Right, we're all clear. It goes there. Right, this calls for a shower. I will probably put my nightie on. I don't think I'll get dressed up like this again. I think I'll just take this off, put my nightie on. Because by the time I get down, it's going to be about 9:30, guys. Time for an apple pie. And then I'll be going to bed. Or the dogs will be going to bed, and so will I. So let's take the camera this side. There you go, there's Snoop down there under the flowers, look, and they are real flowers. Somebody said they're falsies. They're not, they're real flowers. They're still going. Courtesy of Karen, who got those for me, so thank you, Karen. They're still going. I've got to keep them alive until Karen comes down, at least. Once she's gone, if they die, I don't feel so guilty. But I've got to keep them going, guys. I'll put this away. Right, so what do you do? What do you want to do? Are you going to lay down? Go and sit down then. Go on, go sit yourself down. He has just been out for a walk, so he doesn't need to go out in the garden again. He's having me on. Go on, go and sit down. What he's doing is he's playing for a biscuit. What happens is every time he goes outside, as soon as he comes in, he runs to the biscuit tin because he thinks he's going to get a biscuit. That's his ploy. He does that all the time. He's a tinker. You are an absolute tinker. He plays me because he knows what happens. So, right, you guys stay there. I'm going up for a shower, guys. So, I'm going to sign out now, and I'm going to speak to you guys when I put the dogs to bed next, okay? Right, bye-bye.